I've spent 4 months in Guatemala and have done the hike to Acatenango. Here are 5 tips that I want to share with you. First of all, I think that you can technically do this hike without a guide, but I wouldn't recommend it. The path up the mountain is pretty straightforward, but going with a hiking company is so worthwhile because not only do they lead you up the trail, you meet a bunch of people that you're going to be hiking with, they take you to base camp, they feed you, and it's just so much more fun and carefree when you don't have to worry about logistical things while you're exhausted from the hike. So tip number 1 is to book this hike with a reputable tour company. Secondly, when you're hiking, and especially if the sun is out, it gets really hot. However, when you're sitting in the shade and when you get to base camp and it starts getting dark, it gets really cold. And then during the optional night hike to El Fuego, the sun is down and so it starts getting really cold. But the trail that you take is super steep and super strenuous. And so while you're actually hiking it, your body temperature skyrockets and you're taking off all of your layers because you're so hot. But then once you get to the top and you're sitting at the viewpoint waiting for the volcano to erupt, you're up there, it's dark, you're not moving anymore, and suddenly it is absolutely freezing. That's why my second tip is to bring a lot of warm clothes, but clothes that you can layer up with and that are fairly lightweight and aren't like gonna bog you down while you're hiking. The tour company that I went with even offered rentals for things that were too heavy or too warm for most everyday use and were just useful for the hike. So I rented like a heavy jacket with this fuzzy hood on it, a face covering that kept my face really warm, and some gloves as well. And all of those things I thought were so necessary because it's so cold when you get to the top. Trust me, if you're gonna do the night hike and you have room to carry them, you should definitely pack as warm as possible because it is so cold when you're waiting at 9 o'clock at night on the top of this viewpoint. Remember, this is a hike up a volcano, so for most of the hike, you're going up on an incline. During the optional night hike to El Fuego, you first go down a super steep incline from your base camp, and then to get to the viewpoint, you have to hike up another super steep incline. Then of course, once you're ready to go back to base camp at the end of the night, you have to do that again. And lastly, for the sunrise hike to the summit of Acatenango, that hike is also super steep. You're doing it at like 5 in the morning or something. Then once you see this epic, beautiful sunrise with the panoramic view of all the volcanoes, you have to go down another super steep decline, which literally feels like you're going down a ski slope because every step that you take on this sandy slope pulls your body weight down another 2 or 3 feet. So my next tip is that if your hiking company offers them, I would definitely recommend that you rent the walking sticks or the hiking poles. Lastly, there are a couple of stopping points along the route that offer some snacks, but if I remember correctly, they're generally just junk food like candy and even some alcoholic drinks. So given how intense this hike can be, I would definitely recommend packing some healthy snacks to take with you on the hike and give you that energy that you need to get through the whole thing. This will be especially useful for the optional night hike because you're going to reach your base camp and they'll serve you lunch at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and then you won't be back for dinner until probably about 10 p.m. at night. So again, pack some healthy snacks to give you some clean, healthy fuel to get through the hike. Those are my tips. Let me know if I missed any that you think other travelers should know about.